Okay, so this is the first exercise, which is the leg balance. So all you're going to do is make sure that your feet are lined up facing forward rather than out to the sides or anything like that. And then you're going to keep the leg that you're going to be standing on nice and soft through the knee. And then you're just going to take your other leg away. And what you're looking for here is that you don't drop your hip like that. And as you can see, that made me go all wobbly. You want to watch that you're not rotating your torso or kind of like trying to compensate and bend over because you're dropping to the other side. You want to watch your toes aren't gripping, so your toes shouldn't be doing this and gripping. They should be as relaxed as possible. And just watching, you might want to do this in front of a mirror and just see what happens with your foot as well, and see if the arch of your foot, the inside arch, is dropping. And then you're just going to draw your core in a little bit, so draw your belly button in towards your spine, and then just see how long you can balance on that one leg for. So to begin with, if lots of things are wobbling, if your knees are wobbling, your ankles are kind of like working really hard, your toes want to grip, if you find and you're all over the place, then what you want to do is just stick with this level and just balance on that one leg for as long as you can. So, and once you're able to do that for, say, about a minute, then you could start adding in a little bit more challenge. So a little bit more challenge might be that you just very briefly blink. And I would do this so you're near to something to hang on to, just in case you go really wobbly. So you can just blink briefly, and then you can just let those blinks get longer and keep your eyes closed for longer. And as you see, that's challenging my balance more. You could maybe again have a wall in front of you and throw a ball against a wall and back to yourself. So that will challenge because you'll be moving your upper body. So those are different ways that you can challenge just based on one leg. You can do this whilst you're cleaning your teeth in the morning. So I often, when I'm cleaning my teeth, this is when I'll stand on one leg because I can do it. I'm cleaning my teeth, so I've got something else going on and I can just balance on one leg. Then change over to the other leg again, just watch what your foot's doing. Keep your knees soft so you're not locking your knee out. Just take that foot away. Again, just activate your core a bit. If you find you are dropping your hip here, squeeze into these glutes. So squeeze really hard into those glutes, which will help you not to drop that hip. And again, just balance. If you're really wobbly, you can use your arms out. If you're not so wobbly, you can bring your arms in. Another way you can increase the balance on the challenge on this. This is something, again, I keep this in the kitchen, though I won't advocate that, but I keep it in the kitchen so when I'm cooking, this is a wobble cushion. Very cheap, you can find them on, I don't know, Amazon, eBay, whatever. So you can start off, again, don't lock your knees out, just keep your knees slightly soft, have something that you can hang on to nearby, and again, you can draw your belly button in, a bit of core support there, and then just be balancing on your wobble cushion. These wobble cushions are great because the more you pump them up, the harder it is. Mine's not pumped up too high, so it's not quite so challenging, but challenging enough. So you can start with 2 feet. You can then come on to, let's swap legs. Make sure it's centered, come on to one leg. So there we go. See how wobbly I am. Now you might find that some days are better than others when you do this. So some days, certainly I'm more stable than others. So one leg like that. The other thing you can do on this wobble cushions, and they're great for all sorts, is come back onto 2 legs, 2 feet. And you can actually kind of like walk through on your wobble cushion. So you can be lifting your heels a bit as if you're kind of like almost in a walking motion. So this one is great for starting to fire up those glutes, and it's a very sort of functional position to be starting to fire up those glutes and get those glutes going. But again, watch your hips, watch you're not kind of like doing lots of dropping from one side to the other with your hips. Try and make sure the hips stay as even as possible. And that's the balance, the first exercise.